Hey friends, this is the Ms. Volfie from our half acre homestead, and today let's do some vacuum sealing. Okay, many of you have seen my video on oven canning. Now there are some things you can't oven can even though they're dried. You don't want to oven can popcorn. You don't want to oven can coffee beans. You don't want to oven can your dehydrated stuff because those things will scorch. Powdered milk, things like that. But sometimes there's things you can oven can, but it's not worth heating up an oven for 10 pounds of something. Like this, Bob's Red Mill steel cut oats. I love these. It's the only oatmeal that Howie will eat, which I'm really grateful for because this is the really healthy stuff. Steel cut oats are the best. But it would take a month of Sundays for him to eat this whole bag. So when I open a bag, I may only use a pint in a month, okay? So we're gonna vacuum seal it. Now, I have this Seal-A-Meal vacuum sealer, and the bags are really expensive. So I don't buy them and use them unless I absolutely have to. But a couple of years ago, and I'm really sorry if I've forgotten your name who sent me this, but somebody sent me these lids for the food saver system. Now, I thought I had lost the hose that goes with my Seal-A-Meal. And I was also confused that because this is a Seal-A-Meal and these were food savers, I wasn't sure they were going to work compatibly together. I was wrong. So when we moved our pantry from my office into the pantry, this was discovered behind a shelf. We're really, really happy about that. This is a great way of saving food that you don't want to oven can. Now, I do have to tell you, this does not replace heat canning. It doesn't replace water bath canning. It does not replace pressure canning. This is specifically for dry goods that are going to be on the shelf for a long time. Things like dehydrated vegetables, popcorn, coffee beans, tea. Things you don't actually want to apply heat to. And this is a really cool thing because I went and did my bulk shopping for the winter because, as many of you know, I don't go out unless I absolutely have to in the wintertime. So I'm going to do some vacuum sealing. And I'm going to start with my oatmeal, because I don't mind having a quart jar open. It'll probably take us a month to use up a quart jar, but having something on your counter for a month is fine. It's when it's in your cupboard with a bag for a year and mice get into it. And that's another thing. I went to open a bag of popcorn in my pantry and I had five pound bags of popcorn. You're gonna get mice, we live in the country. But despite all my traps and poisons, a mouse had chewed the corner off of every single bag of the popcorn. So this is going to help with pest control as well. So this is really, really simple. You just fill the jar as full as you can. Unlike where if you were canning, you would leave an inch headspace. This, the fuller you get it, the better it is. We take the hose and we attach one end to the hole, the vacuum hole in the vacuum sealer. And I'm really grateful this person sent me both, the large mouth and the regular mouth. And this is also a great time to use old, but like previously used, but clean lid inserts. So I always write my stuff on top of the lid so that I know when I've used it, if it's still in good shape, you can use it again. You just wipe this off or put a label on the front. And there's also the fact, be careful. You can't use a jar that may have a dent in the rim. It will not hold the seal. So that's garbage. So what you do is you attach your hose to the vacuum hole. You put your lid insert inside here, and make sure your lids are clean, okay? And your jars washed, rinsed, and baked in the oven just to make sure there's no moisture. Moisture's your enemy. So you put the lid in here, you put it on here, you plug it in, and seal. You wait for the light to turn red. That means it's sealing. It stops, and when this light goes out, it's done. Now, you take this out and you listen for this sound. Here, you hear that little pop? That means it's sealed. You take this off, and Bob's your uncle, you are sealed. This is vacuum sealed, okay? So this is really, really good for dry goods. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish my work at sealing all the stuff I wanna seal, and I'm gonna show you all the cool stuff that you can seal with this. And this is really good because you can use your jars and your lids over and over and over again, and you're replacing the bags. So now when I buy bags, the only thing I'm using them for is when I'm sealing meat. So in all, I'm really, really pleased. I'm so sorry that I can't remember the name of the lady who sent me the large and regular mouth vacuum sealer jar lids. I just love it. Absolutely love it. So here's what I got. I got my great big half-gallon jar of carrots, some apples. I really didn't label anything. You can write over an old one because the top date is going to be the top date. The only time I labeled something is when I had two things different. Like here is 2 jars of coffee beans. One is French vanilla, one is Tim Hortons. So those were labeled. Rice. You can oven can it, but you don't have to. Now this is really cool. I buy boxes of tea, boxes of 300s. And although I drink tea all the time, my tea can only holds maybe 100 tea bags. So whenever I fill it up, I have a half a box left over that's going to sit there open for a month. Vacuum sealing whatever's left over keeps it fresh. Now, I bought a 5-pound bag of chocolate chips. And I don't know about you guys, but these half-pint jars are 1 cup. And most recipes call for 1 cup. So, even when I buy a regular bag of chocolate chips, you don't use the whole bag. What do you do with the leftover? It sits in your cupboard and goes stale. So I bought a 5-pound bag and I got 11 of these jars full of chocolate chips, and they're good forever. Well, pretty much. And pints of Daddy's steel cut oatmeal, nice and sealed. Popcorn. Popcorn pops because of the moisture content sealed in the kernel. If they go stale, or if they're left out too long, or in a long-term storage situation, they might dry out and they won't become as, they won't pop up as nice. So vacuum sealing fixes that, and especially dried fruit. This is the Mrs. Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying whether it's pressure canning, water bath canning, oven canning, or vacuum seal canning, canning is canning and it covers it all. Take care. Bye-bye.